I heard there was a secret court where journalists weren't allowed to report, but you don't really care for freedom, do ya? It goes like this: without the fifth, the gavel falls and they cuff your wrists. It's not okay, but this is how they rule ya. 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 But Tommy has been here before. He's seen this room and he's walked this floor. Last time they tried to kill him, but he endured ya. They need their votes for the growing state and won't stop who their voters rape. And it's not okay that this is how they rule ya. 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 There was a time the press let you know who's really coming to your shores, but now they don't tell the story ever true, yeah. The state tries to say Tommy has racial hate, but really it's a fear of a caliphate. And the state says no, this is how we rule ya. How we rule ya. How we rule ya. Pedophiles are celebrated while Tommy Robinson is incarcerated. But you never seem to care for children, do ya? The grooming gangs move in on you, and the kids look to you for truth. Please don't say, baby, this is how they rule ya. How they rule ya. How they rule ya. How they rule ya. How they rule.
Hillsborough 96. It took 28 years to get justice after the police repeatedly lied to cover up their own crimes while slandering football fans. When there was a shop explosion recently in Leicester that killed 5 people, the police blamed it on being an alcohol factory. The public just didn't believe them, especially after a recent explosion in Catalonia, where the police come out and said it was a drug factory. But just days later, they were forced to admit it was a bomb factory after the owner of that property drove a lorry through the streets, killing 14 people and injuring 67. In January 2018, a group of children were walking along this pavement when a car mounted the pavement, striking them. 5 children were hit. 3 of those children died at the scene: George, Harry and Josh. They were on their way to a 16th birthday party when a black Audi, travelling over 70 miles an hour, mounted the pavement, running into them from behind, throwing one of them over an 8-foot fence into a nearby cemetery. Just like in Hillsborough and Leicester, the media reported this as a tragic accident, and the police claim it was a drunk driver who lost control of his car. But the parents believe their boys are at the centre of a major cover-up.
The collision report, which we asked for, they actually gave us an interim report, but in that interim report there are parts in there that show he had complete control of the car the whole time. They led us to believe that when he overtook so much that he came near a barrier, which made him sort of pull in like that. That's how it was described, and that his back rear wheel ran along the curb. For the first time yesterday, we saw the CCTV evidence. It was a flawless manoeuvre. It wasn't how it was described.
The crash report contradicts both the police and the judge's accounts, and it is just one of many things that don't add up about this case. And now Tracy and the other parents have been left to spread the word themselves.
Within 30 to 40 minutes, they said it wasn't a terrorist attack. I questioned the police officer on this and said, why have you done that when you haven't spoken to anyone? The driver has been put into an induced coma. So how can you put something like that out before you even speak to anyone, before you do any investigation? All I got was, sorry about that. They were seen on CCTV sitting in Asda's car park, which is literally about 5 minutes away from Shepperdston Lane. They were sitting there for 2 hours and 20 minutes. No one approached the car and no one left that car. When they come out of Asda's car park, they turn left. From that moment, apparently, until they appear where they did what they did to our sons, they cannot find them anywhere. The police said on any CCTV. They checked everywhere and cannot find them until that moment of them appearing there. I've looked at the route, we've done our own investigation, which we shouldn't have to do. In fact, I've never been in a place that is so cameraed up. We tried to count them, the amount of cameras there, and you couldn't, there's just that many. I researched the driver and I couldn't find him anywhere here before 2010. So when our family liaison officer did finally ring us, because she didn't have a phone so we could never get hold of her, I said to her, I cannot find the driver in this country before 2010, and she was very adamant. I'm telling you now, this is her exact words, I am telling you now, he was born here like the passenger was, they was both born in Hillingdon. It came out that the driver was not born here, and I looked straight at the police officer and I said to her, you told me he was born here, now why did you lie? She never ever answered that question to this day. So at the CPS meeting I asked, did you search the driver's home? The sergeant to the left of us said, no, we didn't, we couldn't get a section 18. But they did go round there and people were sleeping, so they didn't go in.
They didn't want to wake them up.
Yeah, they didn't want to wake them up. I was utterly disgusted by that response. 3 children have been murdered and you're telling me you don't want to wake someone up. If I'm honest, I believe it's because of the nationalities, because the police storm your homes on the most menial of things. This is 3 murdered children. Or they're so frightened of being called a racist. How is it racist to search someone's home where 3 children have just been killed?
Police kept the parents waiting in the lobby of a nearby hotel while news of the boy's death spread on social media. It would be another 5 hours before they were told the collision was fatal, meaning they were the last to know. The contempt the police have shown these parents and the lack of even the most basic investigation has left them unable to find closure.
There was no one who didn't like them, no one. They were valued, you know, my son was someone to look up to, and he was only 16, and he was someone to look up to.
No, it's just been taken out of our hands, no choice, and just not even to hear their voices.
I feel
the cuddle, or
yeah, I feel I was very lucky to have him as a son and to be his mother.
yeah, to be proud.
And we're just totally destroyed now. Destroyed. It's very traumatic. Every day is traumatic.
Just to face the day that, you know, you've got to face again without him. It's just...
Nick, as we said, Harry was semi-pro footballer, wasn't he? Yeah.
They all just had great futures.
You know, my son told me that he told me at the Christmas time that he wanted to be a young dad, at either 24 or 26. That kills me to know that he said that to me.
And you know, they've got such great days as well.
You know, never going to get married, never going to have children. I'm never going to get to hold his children. It's traumatic, and no one should have to go through this at all. And that's why we're speaking out and saying, in the hope that no one else does go through this.
It's no wonder the parents believe the police are covering something up, when almost everything they've been told has turned out to be untrue.
What do you fear that you're covering it up? That's what I want to know. And I don't understand how they can, and I don't understand how they sleep at night, because I couldn't do it. That's not how I am.
So I'm at Leeds Crown Court, where these men here, let me see. Right, lads, how you feeling? How you feeling about your verdict? How you feeling about your verdict? How you feeling about your verdict? What verdict? How you feeling about the verdict? You got your prison bag with you? Yeah, look at you. Got your bags with you? You got your bags with you? Yeah. How you feeling about the verdict?
Oh, suck your mum's funny.
You got no guilt. Is there any guilt? Is there any guilt, mate? Is there any guilt?
Fucking dad. You son of a bitch.
As you can see there, doesn't seem like much guilt. Doesn't seem like anyone's ashamed. I'm outside Leeds Crown Court, where today 10 men are facing verdicts. They're verdicts for a alleged grooming and rape scandal involving hundreds of young girls, but there's 18 victims come forward. Some of these girls were as young as 11. Let me read you the list of charges that these men are facing. There's 6 more who are still yet to come here. This is part 2 of the trial, you see, because 29 men, 29 people, 2 women are involved in this case. 30% of them are called Mohammed. 3 of the men walking in here today are called Mohammed. The defendants today, Mansour Akhtar. He's charged with rape, attempted rape and 2 counts of trafficking. Mohammed Akram. He is charged with 7 counts of rape, 3 counts of trafficking, child abduction, supplying drugs, sexual assault and making threats to kill. Wikas Mahmoud. He is charged with 3 counts of rape. Nazarat Hussain. He is charged with 3 counts of rape, attempted rape, inciting a female to engage in sexual activity. Sajid Hussain. He is charged with 3 counts of rape, facilitating the commission of sexual activity on a child and inciting a child into sexual activity. Mohammed Ifraz. He is charged with trafficking a female within the UK with a view of her sexual exploitation, rape, false imprisonment, child abduction, taking decent images of children, inciting children to engage in sexual activity. Fasil Nadeem. He is charged with supplying drugs, rape, possession of extreme pornography. Mohammed Azeen, another Mohammed. He's charged with 3 counts of rape. Mansour Hassan Lockwood. He is charged with supply. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You just. There's a rape trial going on, yeah? There's a rape trial going on.
Yeah, why is it your business?
There's a rape trial going on.
Why is it your business?
So why am I a tosser for reporting on it?
No, you're a tosser for being you.
Yeah, go on. Go explain it. What do you think? What do you think of the 29 young children aged 11 who have been ganged?
It's not my concern.
It's not your concern. It's not my concern. They're young English girls. It's not my concern. This is the problem. You see that? It's not my concern. It's not his concern. Hundreds of young girls have been gang raped in our country, in every town and city across this country. Some of the men are alleged to be in court. The alleged perpetrators are in court today, and people need to know what's going on. People need to know these court cases are happening. Obviously, the problem is you have people like that who think I'm a wanker for reporting on it. Now, there is a reporting restriction on this case, so there's already been stage 1 of the trial. Think about how big these trials are. Think about the victims here. These victims, this trial only come to light in 2013 when a victim and her mother went to the police. These crimes were between 2004 and 2011. Now, obviously, back then, police ignored it. But I guarantee you the parents would have gone to the police in those same time periods. But these men, one of these men is actually working in a chicken shop, I believe. Currently working in a chicken shop in Huddersfield. Would you want your children going into a chicken shop where men are alleged to have gang raped and prostituted and trafficked and drugged young victims? Would you want them having contact?
I heard there was a secret court where journalists weren't allowed to report, but you don't really care for freedom, do ya? It goes like this: without the fifth, the gavel falls and they cuff your wrists. It's not okay, but this is how they rule ya. 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 But Tommy has been here before. He's seen this room and he's walked this floor. Last time they tried to kill him, but he endured, yeah. They need their votes for the growing state and won't stop who their voters rape. And it's not okay that this is how they rule ya. How they rule ya. they rule ya, how they rule ya, how they rule ya. There was a time the press let you know who's really coming to your shores, but now they don't tell the story ever true, yeah. The state tries to say Tommy has racial hate, but really it's a fear of a caliphate. And the state says no, this is how we rule ya, how we rule ya, how we rule ya. Pedophiles are celebrated while Tommy Robinson is incarcerated. But you never seem to care for children, do ya? The grooming gangs move in on you, and the kids look to you for truth. Please don't say, baby, this is how they rule ya, how they rule ya.